This is the award-winning Lee Pitts Live.
Brought to you by the North Law Firm. For car accidents and negligent security cases, call Joe at 239-337-1191. By Southwest Florida Crime Stoppers, where you can report crimes and get paid with nobody knowing your identity. Call 1-800-780-TIPS. By Solomon's Air Conditioning Incorporated. No matter what the weather condition is outside, have it your way inside. 239-693-1569. And by Lee Health.
Southwest Florida, welcome to another edition of Lee Pitts Live. We're so glad you stayed with us. We got a chance to talk to our fabulous chief, Tracy McMillian of the Fort Myers Fire Department. Now we get a chance to talk to some firefighters. Let's bump you in, firefighters. To serve and to protect. I'm so thrilled to have all three of you here at one time, and it's just a pleasure. I've seen you guys moving around in the community doing a lot of great work, so it's really cool to get you here, especially during Black History Month, when we have a lot of diversity conversation going on in Southwest Florida. Let's get a chance to meet each person singularly and get your title and why you decided you wanted to be a firefighter. We'll start right here.
My name is Lincoln Roberts, and I kind of fell into being a firefighter. I used to work for Harborside Events, and I've been with the city for almost 18 years. And Chief is right, it's the best job in the world.
Okay.
Hi, my name's Chasity Norman. I'm a probationary firefighter. I got into firefighting because my girlfriend convinced me to do the EMT class with her, and I did my ride-alongs and ended up loving it. So I'm here now.
You see, you never know what happens, right?
Exactly.
Right. And Tim?
My name is Tim Jones. I've been with the city for 16 years now as a firefighter. Coming on for me, it was more of wanting to help serve, seeing my grandfather grew up as a Miami cop. There was kind of a segue into helping and serving the community.
Okay, and in full disclosure, I'd like to say that Tim is my fraternity brother, Phi Beta Sigma, along with the chief, and that's full disclosure. We won't hold that against you, okay? Let's start, let's see, we have a camera on you, Tim. Let's go with, first of all, the whole idea of safety in our households as it relates to fire. What are some basic things people should do that they don't do to make their house safer?
We can say something as simple as changing the batteries in your smoke detector twice a year. Something as simple as that. When the time changes, you want to make sure that you change the batteries in all your smoke detectors to make sure that they're still operable and working to the best of their ability. A lot of times we go into homes and you hear that chirp in the background, chirp, chirp, chirp,
right.
chirp. They become so immune to that sound so they don't understand, how that could hurt them.
Okay.
So just changing your smoke detector batteries twice a year is something that could definitely help you out in times of fire.
Chasity, another tip.
Sure. I would say
Be ready.
when you go to sleep, you should close your doors at night because
Okay.
it helps decrease the spread of fire.
So while you're asleep, close your bedroom door.
Right.
Block yourself out from the rest of the house.
Right.
And then if a fire happens, how does that make a difference?
Well, if there's a fire going on in another room and your door's closed, it's less likely to come into your room
I see.
because fire is going to always go for oxygen. It's chasing oxygen.
If a fire is in somebody's house or business, I watch TV, backdraft and all that stuff. So they get on the floor and crawl under the smoke and all. They tell me how that works.
Yes, you should crawl because heat rises. So if it's hot, you're not going to want to stand up anyway. You're going to feel that heat and you're going to instinctively, you're going to get down. But you want to get down because smoke rises as well. So your best visibility is going to be at ground level. So
as it relates to fireworks, New Year's, 4th of July, I constantly hear there's just going to be a whole lot of people make a lot of mistakes, Christmas trees and so on and so forth. So let's kind of talk about some of the things that people need to do during those various holiday seasons. Fireworks, let's go with fireworks. What are some common, you guys get a lot more calls during that time of the year?
sometimes, yeah, there can be an uptick. Depends on, some people just don't celebrate 4th of July as much as you would think.
Okay.
Some people who are doing things for the first time, they're trying new fireworks, and that's where problems happen because they don't understand what they're using. You know, so they'll do something and they're doing the wrong thing with it, or they're not paying attention, and that's where the accidents happen.
A lot of times it's simple stuff.
Simple stuff, and then it's just sometimes people are just careless or acting stupid with their friends. So that's where the problems come in.
How about those holiday decorations?
Well, I would say people probably put too many plugs in one outlet, and that could be dangerous.
That might be me. Really? Like, you need a power surger there? Go ahead, expound on that.
Power surge would help, but like it's just a fire hazard in general to have too many plugs all in one spot. 'Cause if it sparks, the whole thing can light up.
Yeah.
Interesting. And anything you want to add to that? A little simple.
Simple. Let's take Thanksgiving. Turkey fryers.
Right.
You know, people putting too much oil in and dropping that wet turkey into that fryer could definitely cause fire, and that you don't want to have. So, just being aware of what you're doing.
And a lot of people don't know how to contain a grease fire. They want to put water on it, and that makes
The
it
worst
worse.
thing you can do.
So
Go ahead, tell us what to do. I mean, I would throw on water on it. Go ahead.
Put flour on it.
Some flour.
Something dry.
Flour, salt, sand,
Anything but water.
anything but water.
Really?
Yes.
See how you learned
Catch a
something?
fire a couple shifts ago, and he
And
put flour on it. He
And
knew.
another tip for around Christmas time, with Christmas trees, if you're gonna put a live tree in your house, keep it watered. It's like a plant. You have to keep it watered because it's drying out as the month progresses. That tree is drying out, and a drier tree is more likely to catch fire. Your Christmas lights they're not putting off a bunch, they're putting off enough. And anything can set that tree off, and the drier it is, the quicker it is to burn.
Well, that's great
So
to hear.
water your Christmas tree. If you put a live tree in your house, keep it moist.
Tell me about a typical day for a fireman. My understanding, you guys have like banker's hours. I mean, you might work 3 days and be off 5 days, work 3 more days. I'm just kidding, but give me a schedule for a firefighter.
Sure. So we do 24 hours on, 48 hours off. We are lucky enough to have a Kelly Day as well. So
Kelly Day?
Kelly Day.
What's that?
So a Kelly Day is a day that you pick out of the week. Mine's Wednesday. So any day your shift falls on that day, you don't have to go to work, and you have 5 days off in a row as opposed to 2. And
Banker's hours.
Yeah.
Still, that's some good stuff. That's a good career.
happens every 3 weeks.
Does it seem like it's easy to have all the days on and the days off? I know when you're on 24 hours. Tim, does it seem easier, or is it just pretty much like what we got at 9 to 5?
Once you start the schedule, you don't want to go back to that 9 to 5. So
You don't?
You don't want to go back to that schedule. So in our stations, I mean, we're set up just like a home because we're there so much. So we have everything that you have at your homes, we have at our station. We cook together as a crew. You know, we sit down, we talk at the table as a crew. We all work together as a crew. So everything that you do at your home, we're able to do at the station. So it makes it much better as a living situation. So it's definitely a nice.
So you all of you cool with that schedule, and then people who are watching, if you're interested in that type of lifestyle, that's right there for you, right? Because you could travel, you could do whatever you want to do on that schedule.
Yeah.
Let's go to. I see Fort Myers Fire Department firefighters walking around sometimes, like that T-shirt when you came in. Tim had on that T-shirt. I see you guys walking around in the community a lot. What are you doing there?
Well, it depends. There's a lot of things we'll be doing. One of the things that's been implemented is on weekends, we go around and we now install smoke detectors in the homes of people who don't have them. So we call it Safety Saturdays. So on a Saturday, we'll go out and we'll knock on doors in the community and, hey, you have 5 smoke detectors in your house, and if people don't have them, we install them free of charge.
That's the point I wanted to make. It's absolutely free. And I think you can get up to 3 per house.
Yep.
So my house with like 15 rooms, I could only get 3 free ones.
On a minimum, 2 per house.
Okay, so I got to buy the other 12. But that's cool. That's cool. Joe got a kick out of that. Oh my goodness. No people, I don't have 15 rooms at the crib. All right, we're down to 10. Hey, let's go back to you, Chasity. The females in firefighter females, what kind of comments you get from people who know that you're a firefighter? They look at you, they go like, "You a firefighter?" They must be pretty cool for females to see you, especially little girls.
Oh yes, when I see little kids, it's really cute because they're always like, "Oh my gosh, you're a firefighter," and they're just so amused by it, which I love. And I always try to tell them, like, "Hey, you can do this too. Just gotta work hard."
Have you got a chance? This is to all of you. Got a chance to talk to the youth, get into the schools and things like that? I know when I was a kid and a firefighter came to the school, it was like a big deal.
Right, I was the one in the costume, my gear, dressing up, putting it, and going around telling kids that they don't have to be afraid of it, because a lot of kids are scared when we get into our bunker gear.
Okay.
So we usually go to the schools and do that.
What's that like for you to talk to the students?
Well, they're really excited. They're really excited, and sometimes they're shocked because you see a black firefighter come off the truck.
You don't have to whisper black fire. The microphone.
I didn't mean to whisper. I didn't mean to whisper, but it was kind of like that. I went into the kids. They go into awe.
Oh, they're seeing a black fighter.
They go into awe. They see a black firefighter come off the truck, and you can see the shock in their faces.
Right, that's beautiful.
And they'll come talk to you. You're a firefighter. Yeah, you can be a firefighter too.
And for them to see that, all races as doing all things, that's a message within itself, right, Tim?
That's correct. I've been fortunate enough to have an opportunity that was offered to me by Chief McMillian when he was in the training division at the Fire Academy, where I run a high school that has the Fire Academy within it. So I'm able to offer that opportunity to them earlier and let them see exactly what it is that they can get into. So it's a great opportunity that I'm able to be a part of.
Final question. Encourage somebody to become a firefighter. What would you say to them?
Go to school, work hard, don't be afraid to fail. Don't be afraid to keep trying. If you don't try, you're not going to succeed if you're not trying. And I think that's what young men need to hear. All young men, not just young black men, all young men.
And women.
And women.
Make sure I clean that up for you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead, Chasity.
Exactly, don't be afraid to fail. Turn fail into the word learn, because that's the best way to look at it. And also, do well in school, don't get in trouble with the law. That's the biggest thing.
I'm going to change the question for you. What's your thoughts on the new Chief Tracy McMillian of the fire department?
I think Chief McMillian is the right person at the right time for this job. And we're getting ready to excel as a department under his leadership.
Same question.
Whenever I got here, we were under a different chief, and it was great. But when Chief McMillian became fire chief, I knew that things were going to be different. The whole culture was going to change, and it felt like home.
Change for the better.
Right.
Same question.
For me personally, when I came over to the fire department, actually Tim and Chief McMillian were my mentors. They guided me through everything I needed to do and what I needed to know and how to go about doing what I did. And I don't think the city could have made a better choice.
Okay. Well, it's been a pleasure to have all three of you here at the same time. Look forward to seeing you in the future. And for those who say it can't be done, they're usually interrupted by those like these fine firefighters for the Fort Myers Fire Department who are doing it. We'll be right back.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello, everybody. This is Lee Pitts, the host of the award-winning Lee Pitts Live here on Fox 4. We appreciate you watching our show here on our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, clicking below. Let everybody else know that they can subscribe as well. Also, when we're on the air on Fox 4, you can also catch us streaming live at 8:30 a.m. in the morning on fox4now.com. Just click on live and you get us all types of ways at your convenience. That's Lee Pitts Live.